Holmes, if you believe God exists, why is life such a struggle, particularly in evolution, where you see an enormity of animal suffering, uncountable billions of animals dying horrible deaths?
Life is a struggle. One way I often phrase that is to think of a cruciform creation. That may take you back a bit because, of course, the phrase is taken particularly out of the Christian tradition. A cruciform creation. What could I mean by that?
You have my attention.
Life is a struggle, and as I interpret evolutionary history, that struggle is creative, and you can't have the rich genesis of life on Earth without this struggle. I mean, you look at an animal, it has legs, it has ears, it has teeth, it has eyes. All of those features of life were created in the struggle for adapted fit. An animal needs to move around to find prey or to escape predators. An animal needs eyes to see food or to see predators. And so with ears, and so with muscles. It's hard for me to see much of anything in evolutionary history that would have happened without this context of struggle. That's true even in plants, of course, that don't struggle with the sentience, but they are stressed and they have to struggle for adapted fit. See, I don't think that in a world in which there's no challenge, there can be any creativity. I mean, I don't think you can raise a child to be creative without challenge. So now I'm interpreting the struggle in evolutionary history as being creative and necessary for the genesis of life on Earth as we know it. Why would I call that a cruciform creation? Well, when I read my scriptures, I can start with the Hebrew Bible. The name Israel means, well, let me test you. Do you know what the name Israel means?
Well, El means God.
Israel, he who has struggled with God, right? So the idea is God's struggle with humans, humans struggling with God in Hebrew history is a prominent and central feature, and it's a creative dimension already in the Hebrew scriptures. And when we get to the Christian scriptures, Jesus' life is a struggle, and Jesus is creatively becoming God incarnate. God is struggling to bring about salvation on earth. Now, those kinds of struggle involve struggle against moral evil, struggle against sin, if you like. But now when I look at life on earth, the larger process of creativity, I see them both as struggling through to something higher, continuing in the religious life, but going on for millennia in evolutionary history. So I would like to think that the way of nature is the way of the cross.
And so what you're saying is that the same God that was incarnate in Jesus or the God with whom Jesus was, is the same God that created the evolutionary process, and that struggle and the creativity and diversity that comes out of the struggle is a general principle that applies to both.
A general principle that there is no creativity without struggle, and that the powers of the universe are such that they creatively transform this struggle into richness of achievement. I see that in evolutionary history. I see that in the life of Israel. I see that in Christian life, and I could expand further if I wished. But at the moment, I'm interpreting, looking backward, if you like, that the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness does not overcome it, quoting the Gospel of John, and that the way of nature is a way of the cross.